today I will make a video about what India and China united. Before I start, I have to say this is a very unrealistic scenario. It will probably never happen, but let's go into it. So the first thing that will happen is Indochina. I guess we are going to call it, even if Indochina is something completely different. Let's call it Indochina. So they are going to invade Nepal and Bhutan to connect better the two land masses. So they will quickly destroy them, if you couldn't tell. So to understand, this nation has a combined population, if I'm not wrong, of 4.2 billion or 2.4 billion, something like that. So half of the world's population. Anyway, they will completely annex both of the states. So yeah, come on, nice. Now, what's going to be their next move? Well, their next move is going to be quite interesting, because they are going to invade Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Laos. This is a very weird group of countries to invade, but yeah, I wonder why. So Indian troops are going to invade Bangladesh and even Myanmar, but Chinese ones are going to invade eastern Myanmar and Laos, cutting Laos from the rest. And now Myanmar is alone, and if you know anything about Myanmar, you will know that they will roll down anything in their path. Here it's going to take a bit more time because they're junglers, but let's say they did it. Also, let's go down and boom. So yeah, let's see the peace treaty. So they will completely annex the states, and after that they're going to stop and try to consolidate themselves. After a bit, they will invade some areas that they will call satellite states. So yeah, let's see how these invasions are going to go. Yeah, got some clear results about what will happen. And if you couldn't guess, they will annex both of them. So yeah, after they will annex them, a coalition is going to be made. In that coalition is going to be Pakistan, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, South Korea, Japan, and the USA. But we don't really care about the USA right now. Anyway, missiles are Russian. So now the Chinese Union realizes that they have really just a bit of possible areas to go. Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. They will quickly roll up the two small countries, while Mongolia is going to take just a bit longer because it's bigger. But all of them are going to result to the same thing, them being annexed. And yeah, you couldn't tell, this is a swell state. So there aren't many ways to really destroy it, and yeah, it is what it is. So it's gonna be the next thing that's going to happen. Well, the next thing is going to be that Indochina is going to get to war with everybody in this alliance. Something weird is going to happen because Russia is going to be joining them. And this shocks a big proportion of the world, but not China. Like, China is like, okay, we're chilling, bro. They will quickly capture Hanoi and slowly completely evacuate anything from here, but Vietnam and Cambodia will launch an offensive into the jungles, with their plan being to control the jungles down here. Thailand's more urban areas are going to fall very quickly by a blitzkrieg, but their forest areas are going to remain too. Next we will see Chinese forces going over to Korea, but because of how militarized the Korean border is, nothing will change, with Korea standing its ground. Japanese forces going to Korea like crazy. Pakistan, Pakistan probably will not be able to do anything, and they will quickly collapse, but only the state, because the people of Pakistan are going to quickly carve out areas where they will try to restore Pakistan as Baluchistan, maybe even some other scattered areas everywhere. So Indo-Chinese forces have always to be here to not let that during state government. Russia is a weird case, and nobody understands why they joined the Americans, but they will get cooked by the Chinese. Why? Because they will get cooked. What do you mean? They will quickly lose much of the most important areas of their eastern part of their country, losing ginormous amounts of it, with all of Ottoman's Iran going to China and even to Natuva, while an invasion of Lake Baikal had already begun. But yeah, China seems impossible to beat at this point, because yeah, it kinda is, okay? But the first hope is going to happen, where South Korean forces are going to retreat into their country, letting China to get in. But after some very clear strategy, they will be able to make them retreat back, and they will retreat in such a way where Korea is not only going to be able to force them to leave this area, but even threaten to encircle here, so they will have to go over to Pyongyang, giving them a very good area, so they will not have to fight exactly at the border, and they make even more fortifications there to retrieve actually. Because everybody thinks this war is going to be very technical and the winner is going to be very, very damaged, Iran decides to join this war, and Iranian forces are showing on Baluchistan, which India did not account for, so they will be pushed back temporarily, with the Pakistani government kind of reformed, with even Islamabad getting back to their hands. At this point, a lot of countries realize the threat and decide to join, because they thought that China and India are going to completely disregard their nationality and they will invade them too. So Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan will probably get invaded by Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Only the western parts, of course, but we will see a lot of trying to push them back, because a lot of countries were feared about their own existence from this country. But here China is going to try to end this once for all and capture the biggest village, which is kind of the base of operations. But after capturing it, nothing really changed, because all of these have kind of landlords of some sort, so yeah, nothing really changed. And like, they will continue to occupy areas, but they will even lose some areas, these landlords, because this is very fluent, can change very quickly. So yeah, so China, after realizing they cannot do something, they decided to go up to Russia, but Russia together with American forces that had landed in the country, had completely pushed back China from this area and even put big pressure into the Manchurian holdings, nearly diminishing them, with a very small amount remaining. And the first advances into China being made, even China proper. But now China threatens everybody that they're going to throw nuclear weapons, and Russia says, I have more than you. China's not gonna be able to do anything at this point because of how stalemating the war is. The Philippines are going to join the side of the allies, and yeah, at this point nobody wants to be friends with them, but they really have tied up this war, so nobody can win. But everybody knows that if they stop the war, they will become stronger, so they don't want to. Kazakhstan will even join and expand the front line, making it just a bit bigger, so they will be able to push into these areas. But this will not change much until something very, very weird happens. Basically what's gonna happen is, for some reason, the whole of Europe agreed to join, even if they weren't obligated, because yeah, America declared war, so they don't have any obligations. It's not all of NATO, it's just some countries here and there, which I guess have some personal grudge against the countries they are gonna fight or something. I don't really know. The only thing I know is that they want to fight for various reasons. So these nations are gonna send equipment into Russia, and after Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia joins this cause, it will become very easy. Now, ginormous amount of troops arrive in the Western Front, and it largely pushes back Chinese forces from this area, with Pakistan being completely liberated and the push starts stealthy being made, but they will not be able to advance after a certain amount of time. Down here, a local legend called Muhabu has been able to completely liberate Thailand and start a completely separate, independent version of China, with China having to retreat from most of their old gains. Actual Indochina starts to push into fake Indochina. So even the Koreans at this point will be able to capture Pyongyang and start pushing into proper China, with the Russians pushing them completely out of their country. At this point, the country realizes they're gonna lose, and they're going to say that they are going to sit down for a peace treaty. So let's see it. So this is a peace treaty, and basically the plan was to weaken the two states as much as possible and also split them apart. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Subscribe, like, and goodbye. See you next time.